Le Mans starts come to sailing. In the latest clip around the world race start video, they show how they adapted the French motor race, Le Mans start, to their fleet leg start. This is the clipper's third Le Mans start and all the crew like the concept.
So we're about to do our third Le Mans start. First two went very well. We've had a little bit of practice this morning. So yeah, we're looking to do the same again, get off the line first. 1 minute, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, coming to 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go!
Start was really good. The crew all pulled together and did exactly as we planned and prepared. We did a couple test runs as we were waiting, doing our man overboard drills and stuff. So we did a couple practice Le Mans starts and everything went really well. We found ourselves at the front of the fleet. We got over my shoulder here 4 other boats who were pretty close up here as well. So we're staying on this tack for quite a while. This is our making tack, so we're just trying to sail faster than everyone. Everyone's up on the high side and we're trimming like crazy, so just going for the mark as quick as we can.
We're all very excited. It's a big race for us, so we want to do really well, and it's going well so far.
Next stop, gonna be Qingdao, gonna be my hometown, also the hometown of all the 11 Clipper 70s. They were all built there about 10 years ago, I would say. So I'm pretty sure not just me, gonna be really excited. Can't wait, let's go.
This is your weekly global sailing highlights show, The World on Water, March 22, 2024. There are many hidden parts to an America's Cup campaign where innovation, performance and talent remain unseen. Hydraulics is one such area, so much so, that when Emirates Team New Zealand's new raceboat is launched next month, there will be very little of the department's work on display to the public or reconnaissance cameras.
The whole system on the boat, like the lifeline or the blood of the boat, is hydraulics and hydraulic oil. Most of the input comes from the sailing team. They need the control for the boat, and then that filters down through the mechatronics team, and then that comes down to the hydraulic department to produce the hardware on the boat in a working condition.
There's 3 different hydraulic systems in the boat. The cyclors that you see are powering pumps under the deck, and they're controlling the sail functions that change the shape of the sails and make the boat go faster, essentially. We've got the FCS system, which is a foil can system powered by batteries, and that's a one design component which all the teams have, and that's what you'll see in every manoeuvre where the boat's attacking and diving. And we've got the flight control system, which is the rake of the rudder, the flaps down underwater, and those are moving like an aeroplane wing as well.
We'd be one of the first people in to turn the boat on, fire up the hydraulics, do a quick visual test, and then pressure tests and check that the system's going to be functional for the entire day. Daily inspections, maybe twice a day, just to make sure that there's no leaking.
Along with pre and post sail checks, you're always working on something else, testing and assembling manifolds, making new hoses, and yeah, it's just constantly changing on the boat. It's cool.
It's pretty unreal when you see them. I know how they work, but I still have to scratch myself when I see them flying. When I look at it, all the 40s there, we've been involved with those, and the can system on all the 75s. The ultimate challenge at the end is winning the regatta. But on a day-to-day, it's that challenge of probably the biggest success when the boat comes back and we just do our checks and everything's good. Because then you know that all the modifications that you've been working on actually mean something, and you're progressing. And you go home and you go, that was a good day.
It's not always easy and it's not always fun. You appreciate just what we have here. We've got a good group of people that work hard and are aiming for the same goal.
Three months? 3 months. Yes, 3 months of construction was something. Take the boat out of the water, remove the mast, then the keel, inspect the parts one by one, maintain or replace them, optimize the systems, adjust the settings, check the measurements. Their technical team did it brilliantly. Put the boat back in the water after weeks of work.
Progress. Exciting. Enjoyable. Rewarding. Complex. Tough. Straightforward. Fast. Under control. Not even a year that we've owned Loxtown now, so we're just starting to get to a point where we feel we know the boat well enough to start putting our own stamp on it, our own mark, and make changes that we think will make the boat better and adapt it for Clarice. So really this refit we focus mainly on ergonomic things that are better for Clarice and make it wrap around her more and adapt towards what she needs out of the boat rather than what the previous skipper may have needed out of the boat. And then beyond that really we've been focusing hard on reliability and just redundancy and making sure that we're taking the first steps towards making a boat which is more Vendée ready. So the boat that launches now for the Transats is a large step towards the configuration, the way we would like to take the boat around the world for the Vendée.
Yeah, well, outside of the shed in the office, it's been extremely busy planning, looking at all the different logistics that we have ahead of us this year. Moving the team from here, Gosport, back to Lorient for the start of the CIC, and then over to the US for New York and Newport, where our boat will be based, and then back again. So really just the whole accommodation, logistics, travel schedule, and then working with our partners on all the different exciting activities we'll be doing with them this year.
Le Vendée Globe. Vendée Globe. Vendée Globe. Vendée Globe. The Vendée Globe.
Le Vendée Globe.
Vendée Globe. Le Vendée Globe. The Vendée Globe. The Vendée Globe. The Vendée Globe.
The end of another top-class training camp for Alinghi Red Bull Racing, who concluded their final trip to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, with some real demonstration sailing in the upper wind ranges, but had to wait for the wind to drop after 2 slow-mo capsizes, one for each AC40 in the opening part of the session.
We're here with Rodney Arden, sailing team manager and recon rep at Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Your 6th day of the team's last trip to Jeddah. A lot went on. We'll let you tell us what happened.
We've had a pretty good week, variety of conditions. We were hoping to do a few more races on the last day today, but got caught out by a bit of a front coming through and some pretty solid breeze, and unfortunately we just got one race away.
Yeah, both boats capsized early on this morning, but you came back and you went back on the water later on in the day. Any damage to the boats?
No, everything was good. Yeah, one boat capsized immediately after releasing the tow. Just had no boat speed to keep it upright. But yeah, I thought it wise to come in and check it all as the breeze settled down and went back out. It was still pretty windy, so held for another half an hour or so and then finally got a race away.
So aside from the challenges of today, what's the mood in the team overall after this trip and overall in the campaign?
I think everyone's super happy. Good one, Sophia. I think everyone's super happy how the trips here have gone. We've managed to get through plenty of testing, sail testing, and a lot of crew work, a lot of match racing. But now it's time to head back to Barcelona and focus on boat 1.
So the trips to Jeddah have also been a bit of an endurance challenge, not only for the sailors but for the tech crew and the shore crew. No distractions, high productivity. Has the sail testing and match racing program put you where you want to be in the program?
Yes, I think so. We could, I mean, there's always more things you'd want to achieve, and we probably didn't achieve all of them, but I think, yeah, in general, we're pretty happy with our position.
What didn't you achieve?
I thought of something last night, but I've forgotten what it is right now.
Are you ahead of your own expectations overall?
I think we're happy where we're at. Like I said, we could always do better, but that all just comes down to time on the water and what you can achieve with what you dealt with.
We haven't seen any new foils in a while and no new rudders at all from you guys. Can we expect a lot of experimenting with different appendages when the new boat comes out?
I think it's pretty limited time left with the big boat, so you probably only got a couple of shots at it. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what it comes out with.
Do you think the design of the boats will all be in one corner and hence at a similar pace?
I think, being a second generation of boat, everything will get a little bit closer. Still hard to know. You'd always like to think you've designed a nice boat with an advantage, but until we see the others, it's hard to know.
When race officer Ross Wilson called for an early start, the competitors knew they were in for an exciting first day of racing for the 2024 Etchell's World Championships in Fremantle, Western Australia. Freo is a beautiful spot to go sailing, and I'm sure that all the competitors will really love what the Fremantle Sailing Club and the organising authority, Royal Freshwater Bay Yacht Club, have in store for them here on the West Coast, said Wilson ahead of hitting the water for the opening day.
So it's a beautiful spot to go sailing. One of my favourite spots here at Freo, and I'm sure that all the competitors really love what the Fremantle Sailing Club and everyone else is putting on for them here at Freo. This is my 5th world titles in the last few years I've had out of here at Freo, so I'm pretty well aware of what happens out on the racetrack, but we've got a high pressure wind warning out for today. And then that what really means is we've brought the race forward until 10 o'clock because we see the expected winds to just build from around 2 o'clock onwards with the intentions of having 2 races. They won't be the full 2 hours, they'll be probably around about the 65-70 minutes, so we can actually get the first one in and then have a second race starting at before midday and get all the boats off the water by 2 o'clock, where we expect it to be over 25 knots consistently. But the Etchells are one of my favourite classes, and we've been running Etchell racing for, what, 20 odd years now, and quite a few world titles, 5 or 6 world titles we've done out of Etchells. But they're a classic boat, and some of the best yachties in the world, I think, sail Etchells, which makes them one of those unique classes. But it's very professional nowadays, and I think that nearly 3/4 of the fleet would be professional and only a small number would be Corinthians in this particular regatta. So it does make it a bit harder for those wanting to get into it, but then you're sailing against the best in the world. So.
The first race wasn't too bad, but the second race got a bit windy. I mean, I've just got a very good crew, you know. So I do what I'm told and we get around. No, we didn't really get into... first race we overstood the first mark a little bit, so we were clean of a lot of the boats, and then the second race we're in the lead, so it was good. It's a good day for us, yeah. Well, you got to be careful you don't get it wrong, yeah, because you can jibe or you can broach, so 2 hands on the tiller for someone like me. The big guys maybe 1 hand. Well, I think the forecast is less wind, so see how we're going to go in that. We were pretty quick today, but tomorrow's a different day, and we had 2 good starts, made a few mistakes. So, you know, we'll hopefully get better as the regatta goes on, but we're very happy today.
Jordi Zama and Nora Brugman of Spain have been crowned 470 World Champions of 2024. After 5 days of competition in a variety of conditions on the Bay of Palma, the stormy conditions of Sunday meant no medal race to conclude the 470 World Championship in IMOCA.
Of course, Jordi Zama and Nora Brugman would love to have seen out the race on the water, but the breeze and the waves were too big for that. But even so, a really well-deserved gold medal for the Spanish on home waters.
We are finally 470 World Champions. We've been so close many times, and obviously we are extremely happy with the week. Yesterday we knew you don't get too many opportunities like this, and it was a long wait, but at the end it came at the best moment.
We still have a lot to do and a lot of work to do, and we're excited about it, but it feels amazing to be able to achieve this title here with the team and with Jordi. It feels really special.
So at the end of an amazing week at Club Nautic Saranal, we have Spain winning gold, a surprising silver for Great Britain and bronze for Japan. An absolutely amazing week of competition in a range of conditions and a great start to the Olympic season.
Day 1 of the 2024 Formula Kite European Championship was a critical day for finding out how well riders had spent their winter training time over the past few months. The huge saltwater lagoon of Mar Menor in Spain provides conditions for going fast in flat water, but it was still a deceptively complex racecourse at times during the sunny afternoon. With the breeze pulsing between 3 and 15 knots, there was never a time for relaxing or settling into a predictable pattern.
Day 1 of the Europeans was the beginning of a final 4-month push to Paris 2024. Mar Menor, Spain is for many riders part of their Olympic selection trials, and you could sense that every moment matters, especially for riders who are new on the scene.
I feel like I've progressed so much, but still maybe I lack some consistency. I'm not really sure where I'm standing at the moment.
And what of Valentin Bontas, the Austrian rider who made such huge leaps in performance last season?
We have the ability to be there. We know we have the speed and everything to do it. Let's hope I can put all the pieces together and get a great regatta out of it.
Fast out of the blocks in the women was France's Poema Newland, winning her first race and coming second in the next 2. Almost as good was Gal Zuckerman with 3 scores in the top 3. As for Mafalda, a 5th place in 1 race was a good reward for her winter of hard training. In the men, Max Mader from Singapore and Italy's Riccardo Pianozzi are looking typically strong. As for Valentin Bontus, 2 bullets was not too bad either.
Managed to get 2 bullets, so I'm quite happy with that. Shows that I think we did the work done in the winter.
Deputy Race Director Dale Smith and Qingdao skipper Philip Quinn gives details on what lies ahead on this race from Zhuhai to Qingdao. Then we have a report on day 2 of the race from Boat Qingdao. It was a big 2 days of weather and obstacles like passing floating oil rigs.
We're here in Zhuhai for leg 6. Brilliant, welcome to you all.
So we've just finished our skipper brief here the day before race start in Zhuhai. The skips certainly have a pretty interesting race ahead of them, about 1,340 miles.
Looking at the distance, we're likely to be out for about 9 days. I would like to make it quicker, but I don't know that that'll happen. We'll see, we'll see.
This is probably one of the more challenging races of the circumnavigation, predominantly an upwind race, and there is a strong ocean current that runs off the eastern side of Taiwan. So that traditionally causes pretty steep, harsh sea states.
It'll be very special going into Qingdao on the Qingdao boat with our ambassador actually as a watch leader. So it'll be emotional for everyone, I think.
So you were slipping last boat.
Day 2 on Qingdao. It's been a fairly uncomfortable first couple of days. Last night was super interesting. We ended up passing an oil platform being towed by 2 tugboats. That was pretty cool. And then today the wind started picking up quite a lot. I think we had 36 knots of apparent wind, and the waves have been quite choppy and random, which makes helming quite difficult. And it's making everyday life on the boat quite hard. Everyone seems to be in good spirits still, and we keep pushing on. We're expecting about 40 knots tonight with 3-meter waves, so it's going to get a bit feisty, but we're looking forward to it.
Pretty tough going, to be honest. Upwind sailing, really sailing tight to the wind makes for a pretty uncomfortable time. Got a few people, including myself, who aren't doing so good and suffering a bit of seasickness. Normally you come out of it after a few days, and I think the wind conditions are going to change once we come around the bottom of Taiwan, and just make it a little easier for us all. But struggling a bit at the moment, but hoping we'll pick up in the next few days.
We just made a tag, and the wind is pretty strong, and so far so good. It's a really good tag, really successful. Good work, guys. I haven't been like this for a while, so happy to be here. Switch. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite busy, yeah?
So at the minute we are in here. If we zoom in, we're in here. We are at the front. We've been at the front nearly from about a few hours in. It's not easy, we're not far in front. In fact, only 3.2 miles. So it's early days, very early, and we'll not get too excited about that yet.
The second day of racing at the 2024 Etchell's World Championships saw a big change in conditions and bigger gains across the scoreboard. 2 more races were completed, this time in a 15 to 20 knot easterly with flatter water and slightly longer courses. Here is event host, Sue Ellen Hurling.
Oysters were blown off rocks yesterday for the opening races of the 2024 Etchell's World Championships here in Fremantle. But things are meant to calm down today, but just a little bit. Laurie Smith and his Alfie team from Great Britain are currently tied in first place with no dramas, both boats on 7 points. 2 races are scheduled today, and the predicted forecast is saying we're going to see conditions from about 15 to 20 knots from the east, a stark contrast to what we had on the course yesterday. There is still plenty to play for here in Fremantle for the 2024 World Championships, and it's anyone's game. There's a lot of people that actually make an event